Oh my God.
Oh, that was a quick trip.
We're in budget time right now, so I just wanted to remind everybody that the budget requests are due to me today if you had any budget requests for 2024. And also a reminder that the budget work sessions are scheduled for May 16th and May 23rd if we need the additional one. Those are on Tuesdays. And then the only other news I had was the wastewater treatment plant expansion. I'm going to use the initials for this, the CDA, Local Government Infrastructure Finance Program 2023 Series A bond issue was approved. And so we're going to be going to closing on April 20th. So that's good news.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then if you have any questions for me.
Okay, anybody got anything great? Thank you very much. Okay, Mike Bailey, Planning Department.
Council members, so March 20th, the commission had a meeting and they approved with the final approval for the assisted living, both the project itself and the architectural drawings. So that's ready to go. The next step is recording of the forest conservation easement, which it's already signed, and issuing permits. So it's getting ready to get started here. I'm pretty excited about it. So the April 17th Planning and Zoning meeting, we have no items for the agenda, so we will more than likely cancel that unless something comes in my desk the next day.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Questions for Mike? Okay, thank you very much. And Corporal Rochelle, she's here. Want you to receive a copy of her report. Anything you want to add to it?
No. If you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
Okay. But, I do like, so as I've said before, all the crime prevention and everything for all the people in town here. Certainly appreciate that. Anything?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. Did we ever get the gun, the radar?
Yes.
Okay. Very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we move to town administrator's report. Michelle?
First item on my report is a presentation by the Forest Career and Technology Center students. It's a water quality project that I've been meeting with them on, and we're very excited about it, so they're going to tell you a little bit about it. And with us today, we have some students, and I'd like to introduce Dorothy Bird. She's the Natural Resources Management teacher at the Forest Tech Center, and she's going to tell you who we have with us and run through the presentation.
If you don't mind, I'm going to stand out here so I can see all of your. Session will go, and I'm going to let them give you all the details because I'm so proud of them. So let me introduce my students, Ava, Charlotte, and Jasper, and they are going to introduce you to Bob. You've probably practiced standing up. You can stand up too.
So we originally planned on saying your names, but Ms. Birch already did that for us. So nice to meet you. I guess thank you for having us. You were just gonna say that. So meet the Bobs, bread and observation boxes. Thank you. They are our answer to low-cost water quality monitoring. Our 7 Bobs automatically monitor many aspects of water quality, and they send data to the internet every 10 minutes. So the Bobs monitor things like the air temperature and humidity, water temperature at the surface and the bottom, dissolved oxygen in the water, pH, electrical conductivity, total dissolved solids, and salinity. Planetary Morph will have its own Bob. It will be floating in the water, not attached to the pier. A nearby sign will explain the project, which was also made by our students here. And they will also feature a QR code for visitors to view live data. We installed them last week, 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago
weeks ago?
at the Chesapeake Biological Laboratory for testing.
And this will be an example of the sign that will be up at the wharf and all the other locations. Our Bobs use inexpensive makerspace products for monitoring and data capture. And they also rely on solar panels, so there's no need to charge them. And they send results to a database viewable by public in real time. And they are developed by Tech Center students and volunteers with a grant from the Chesapeake Bay Trust. So a little timeline for the Bobs. From September 2022 to March 2023, the Bobs were developed and tested. From March 28th to about mid-April, the Bobs were placed on the Chesapeake Biological Laboratory Pier and were calibrated against the professional instruments that they use there. And then in late April, June, we're planning to place them in the watershed and capture and analyze data. That's also one of our classmates in the corner. The Bobs will be placed at Watertown Wharf, Lovers Point Oyster Sanctuary, Macintosh Run, Muldraugh Run, Combs Creek, Cherry Creek, and Newtown Neck. And the dots around the area also show like where on the map they may be placed. Our Bobs will help to increase public awareness and importance of water quality. They will also support oyster reef restoration. So excess nutrients will create growth of algae blooms, which will kill the oysters, which is not good. We want our oysters. And sediment can also stress or suffocate bay organisms, which makes them more likely to die. To enable, the Bobs help to enable student scientists to real-world problem solving, engineering, monitoring, and data analysis. So a big part of the BOBS project is to help out the oysters, and these are really important because they serve as a keystone ecosystem species. They're very good for the ecosystem, they keep it all in balance. They filter and clean up the water. One adult oyster can clean up to 50 gallons daily. Along with that, they also provide habitat for small marine life, and they supply a multi-billion-dollar harvesting industry. What questions do you have?
So the different
First
sites.
question I had was, if you scan that right there, you'll be able to get the information?
That's for our site. Yeah, so
So-
that's for our website. We're
Okay.
actually having some technical difficulties with that. We need to figure that out when we're back in class, but theoretically, once we have it uploaded, you can scan that and then go straight to our website. And that is also on the poster that will be down at Leonardtown Wharf. I believe the poster has the water quality, so like what it monitors. So they have already given us some data, which we have access, and it will show you like the temperature of the water where the bob is located. It was saying dissolved oxygen, all the stuff that was listed earlier.
Great.
Any other questions?
Oh, I just had a quick, so with the sites, how did you choose what sites to locate them?
Well, we created one of our own sites, and it's basically like this slide just mushed down into a
Sure.
site version, and it has a bunch of other information on it. But we mainly just wanted them to be spread out enough so they get enough different data, because if they're all clumped, they're not going to get any different data, and there's no point in having them all there. Yeah, they're also just monitoring like several different areas in Fresno Bay.
Where in McIntosh Run is, well, there, big one?
I believe at the opening where it like connects with.
So the students had them all planned to be at the mouths of the creeks,
Okay.
so that it would space them out. But we are still looking for hosts for the Bobs. That was the last thing we brainstormed before we left for spring break, and then we all left mentally and physically for spring break, and it was wonderful. And we're back in school tomorrow, but certainly if any of you folks with your lovely connections happens to know somebody who has access in one of those areas and wouldn't mind hosting a Bob, then we would love to be connected with them.
Well, for example, McIntosh Run at the opening there, do you need, what do you need?
Anybody with a peer?
So it would have to be a pier or something like that.
Well, I mean,
There's really nothing on that in McIntosh Run.
say, yeah.
we're looking to capture the outflow, so stretching out into the Bay Area or would be fine. And this isn't even beta testing, this is alpha testing. So we are looking to challenge these students with problems to solve in terms of, hey, there's no peer here. How are we gonna get it done? This is the kind of learning that they really respond to.
We'll certainly work with you.
So Port of Leonardtown actually is McIntosh Run.
I was
Where the
gonna say,
winery
if you
is.
wanted to put it- that's not at the mouth, that's more
Right.
in the middle. That's right at Route 5.
But we do have an overlook that you could probably attack, you know, I mean, we can look at it, you can look at it and see if that site works as well, I mean.
Yep.
Do we have?
I think there's some site touring in our future for our field experience during our class.
Good.
So one of the things, when I met with Norm, who's back there, was really using this to educate the public as well. So that's why we really liked Leonardtown Wharf, and I thought the signage would be nice, and people could actually, you know, look at the data on their phone and that sort of thing. But one of the reasons we wanted to do the presentation today was really to get it out there to the public, make everyone aware of it. So I think it's a nice fit for things that we like to do as a town, and we love cooperating with the schools, so.
I have a question. So if whatever we find from our water quality, let's say something doesn't look great, would we kind of have like a marketing kind of thing to educate people how to clean up, what they can do
Is
to
that one
better
of the things
protect the
that you would
water?
like to do with your data?
I'm sure we can include that on the sign or into our site.
Well, these are my second year students, and anything that they don't get to accomplish before they're done with me in June, my next year students coming up will pick up and carry on with. We love this project, we're not letting it go. So in natural resources management, we learned very quickly that one of the things that we are managing is the public's interaction with nature. And it all starts with education. So any type of outreach, I'm teaching them to do all kinds.
Yeah, any kind of educational outreach to teach people how to take care of our water.
Yes, and if they see something that makes them uncomfortable in terms of water quality, the background on where it comes from and how we each can personally do something about it.
Very nice.
We do
Very
also
good.
have
Good
Bob
sense.
right here.
This
Well, one
is-
of them. One of our Bobs.
Were you inspired by Office Space for the name? It is truly one of my, that is incredible.
That is really cool.
And you guys did this, all on your,
Well, Mr. Opa made it. Mr. Opa made it,
okay.
but
He's been working with our engineering class. As you know, the Tech Center has all sorts of different preparatory classes. So he worked with some of our engineering kids, and we're also working with our graphics design and marketing kids and our IT kids. So everybody
Wow.
at the Tech Center is getting to play.
I love that. That's like real world stuff too. Yeah,
It
as
is.
a liberal
It
arts major, I'm very proud of you. That's together.
So this is the draft of our sign, and so this is kind of the information that we're hoping to provide for the public, and the little logo and all of that were designed by the graphics kids.
Very
So
cool.
this I took what Dorothy's kids had drafted for the sign, put it together for today's presentation, and now this will go to the graphics kids. And we'll say to them, we need an actual sign that is gonna be 24 by 30, and it needs to like be graphically correct, because those are just things I pulled off the internet and whatever. And then they'll get it in a place where we can actually have the sign made.
Because that's what the graphics kids are good at.
Right there, communication's all about it.
So one of the reasons we chose, it's gonna be on the elevated catwalk side of the wharf, because on the other side is really about the history, all the signage that we have. But on the side with the elevated catwalk is really about the environment and the restoration of the wetlands that we did and the phases of that. So we thought this would be a really great fit on that side of it.
And it's not attached, it said, right? Is it anchored? How, or is it just gonna be floating all around?
I mean, it could be either way. The ones that we have installed at the Chesapeake Bay Lab, they're actually mounted to a pier.
Mm.
And
You can see it there.
that's probably our like safest way to do it, but they also, you've seen some other pictures where they're just floating,
Okay,
kind of like an oyster float kind of deal.
okay.
And in that case, we'll probably anchor them either to something, like in the case of the wharf, we might just anchor it to the edge of the wharf or have a real anchor. And so there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You could achieve it.
Very good. Thank you.
And how long will they be out there for?
We haven't chosen an end date, have we?
as long as you can.
Well,
So-
that,
As I said, my class is in for the long-term project. So while they may not live in one location for the rest of time, I hope to see them out here for many months so that my students can practice working with all the data as natural resources managers. That comes in really well. And then I hope from there it just gets bigger. The idea of individuals or households or, you know, a neighborhood clubhouse, knowing what its water quality is and connecting all those people to that so physically. I'd love to see it go nationwide, but hey, I'm just a teacher with dreams.
So for this project, we have a grant from CB Trust that's through June. So we're planning to collect data at least through the end of May, and then we have to write up a report. But James A. Forrest Career Tech Center owns the Bobs, right? So going forward, we plan to ask for further grants to be able to go into the next phases of the work. And there's and Norman can speak more to this, but there's a lot of research that's happening right now on using low-cost instrumentation to do automated water quality monitoring, because we monitor for Friends of St. Clements Bay, and we literally get in kayaks and truck on out to the oyster site and dip a sonde in the water and take the water quality measurements every 2 weeks. And if it's cold or if it's rainy or whatever, we can't go out. And these are in the water all the time. They're very cheap to make, but they are not as accurate as the highly scientific instruments. So the thing that we're really working with the kids to figure out is, can we get data that is meaningful enough to be able to use it? And where is the line of like what is meaningful data and what is just junk data because it's not accurate enough?
Awesome.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
very good.
Thank you all very much, and
Yeah.
look forward to working with you.
Thank
on this
Thank
project.
you.
So will they just follow up with you about Macintosh Run?
Yeah, I'll work with
Okay.
them.
We have access to her. There's no running or hiding from us now. Thank you so much.
Michelle is everybody's favorite.
I was gonna say, y'all don't need to stay for the rest of the meeting, so. I certainly appreciate y'all coming.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item is a resolution 4-23, and this is really just a formality for the bond sale that we're doing. A few years ago, when we sold bonds, we had to do this for my position. Just if the minutes don't show all the information per the charter, that is easily sent to the bond companies. The bond attorney just prepared this resolution ratifying, confirming, and approving the appointment of the current treasurer and town attorney. So it's 4-23, and it just shows that Angie was appointed in March of 2022, and that Patrick Thomas has been our town attorney since February 2017. And once we pass this, I just have to send it to the bond attorney for documentation.
Comments, questions?
So if any of these staff happens to change, we just
Yeah, we just
update it,
need,
or?
it really just, we need to reflect it better in our minutes, really, because the way the charter is written, we needed to have it more documented,
Gotcha.
process. And just to make sure that we have everything that we need when it goes to the bond sale, she just feels more comfortable doing this.
We're good, I can make a motion.
Okay.
I move to approve resolution 4-23, ratifying, confirming, and approving the appointments of Marie Angie Graves as the current treasurer and Patrick W. Thomas as the current town attorney.
I'll second.
Motion and second, further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Still got your job, Angie.
They're not gonna let it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they won't let you that.
All right, the next item is a request for outdoor seating and an extended premise liquor license letter of support for Slice House and Slice House 2 at 22745 Washington Street. As I'm sure all of you have heard, Slice House is moving to the building next to Slice House 2, and they are requesting outdoor seating in front of both of the sides of the restaurant. The plan that is attached shows what they're proposing, and that they do meet the guidelines that will be adopted in August of 2021 for outdoor seating. And also, we wanted to just go ahead and take care of, so I did confirm with Ken, who is here to answer any questions. So they're going to, Slice House 2 license will cover both sides. They won't have two separate liquor licenses there. So the extended premise will be under one license for both restaurants. And they'll be taking care of that with the liquor board, but they will need our letter of support. So I just rolled it all into one. But if you want to add anything to that?
No, so the guidelines say 36-inch walkway through that section of town. It's actually 57 inches. So for continuity, I thought the 57 inches looked a lot better. So we're going to continue. So as you go up through there, because that's the sort of like the thickest part of outdoor seating, so it'll be 57 inches between the mulch and the fence. So there'll be plenty of room to go up, and it'll be consistent with the width of the walkway that goes up to like Heritage Chocolates or whatever. And it's a black wrought iron 48-inch fence with an opening in the front.
Nice, and then you can spread all those tables all the way across.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yep. And then that way have it to where it's just, not willy-nilly all over the place. Yep.
What about, were you gonna do something with like a cover? I know that gets a
We-
lot of shade.
We are, so the next round of grants are coming, so we're gonna use that to do a new awning.
So you'll apply for a
Oh,
grant
yeah.
and
Yep, yep.
the facade.
Yep.
Then do we need to add that in here now, so he doesn't have to come back?
I mean, you can add in that you're good with a covering. I don't think we've typically had them come back unless it's something,
I will, believe it or not, there are actually some solar panels that they're doing now that are really cool. I haven't seen it yet, but my solar guy that's planning the new solar panels on the building says that we could probably do an awning with solar panels. So that I would present to you to make sure that it was aesthetically good looking. So you can actually use solar panels to do your awning. It's
Wow.
supposed to be pretty cool looking. Yeah, because now they don't even look like solar panels anymore. They literally just look like metal rectangles.
Huh.
So, could be pretty cool. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet.
so, as the facade brand.
Yeah, we'll-
Let's hold off on.
We'll come back and present that. Yep.
And Ken, you probably said, or maybe Lachelle, this fence is gonna be like bolted in, it's not anybody.
Oh, yeah, no.
Making sure
No.
people just can't go
Yeah.
start moving it.
No.
Okay.
Take it back home.
Yeah,
Right.
bolted in, as a matter of fact, he just called to get, approvals to dig and, where the lines are and all that.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Yep.
Perfect. Nothing old this.
We just thought it would look better than the planters and stuff, and then maybe we could do some planters along with it to add some greenery.
Sure.
Yep.
Comments, questions?
I move to approve the outdoor seating plan proposed by Slice House and Slice House 2 Go, Slice House 2 Go. And send favorable letter of support for Slice House to have outdoor seating at 22745 Washington Street included in their Class B liquor license.
I'll second.
Any motion second, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
I'm getting back to work. 2 weeks.
2
In
weeks.
2 weeks, she
Good.
asked me it'll be 2 weeks. No, see y'all, thank you.
Since you mentioned the facade grant, I'm just finalizing the applications, they'll probably go out later this week, so it'll be a good timing, because we'll announce it at State of the Town, which is Friday. And I know there's a number of people that have been waiting on the application for projects, so I'm trying to get those out as soon as possible. The next item is the award the bid for mill and asphalt overlay for Lawrence Avenue. A request for proposals was advertised in the County Times to mill and asphalt overlay Lawrence Avenue from Seymour to its intersection with Washington Street on Wharf Hill. The last section from Seymour out to Point Lookout Road, we're gonna hold off on that because the Dairy Queen is gonna be tearing up the road in that section. And once that's finished, we'll go back and do that other section. We have some other streets that we wanna pave this spring, so it should be fun. The remaining section, we had estimated $150,000 in the FY23 budget for the entire length of Lawrence Avenue. We did hold a pre-bid meeting on March 24th. We received 4 bids at the April 3rd bid opening, and the low bid came from All Pro Asphalt out of Waldorf in the amount of $138,450. So we still have some left to do the last section. It may not be quite enough, but we were kind of pleased with where the rates came in at. And we did check their references because we have not used them before, and they did have good references. They have a Jarvis County contract for one. So, any questions?
Well, Roger, I would just ask you to let the fire department know that the rest of Lawrence will be done after the construction is complete.
Gotcha. All right, well, I move to award the Lawrence Avenue Mill and overlay contract to All Pro Asphalt in the amount of $138,450.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Just a couple of announcements. We are finalizing the details for the trolley, but it is going to run from April 21st through October, I think it's the 15th, in that timeframe. It'll be every weekend, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Finalizing the hours, we're gonna really be promoting it, but it's gonna be consistent through all those weekends, and everybody has to guess when it's gonna be running. It'll be 5 to 10 Friday night, 2 in the afternoon till 10 at night on Saturday, and 11 to 5, I believe it is on Sunday, but like I said, we'll be promoting that. And we have added Meadows and Academy Hills to the route, so it's gonna be more, closer to an hour complete route. But we are excited that it's coming back. We have a lot of people that are really looking forward to it. The first weekend, there's an event at Leonard Hall, and so we are gonna have it go by there and pick up and drop people off if they want to go to that event. And then I also heard today an update from State Highway, and the crews are gonna be back out there this week to start work, finishing up Route 5.
Wow.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, as of this morning, I didn't see anybody.
Our priest has even used that in his homily.
There's been a single vehicle out there in the last few days. No work.
A vehicle.
Pickup truck.
They're taking
It
them out.
says they'll start work this week on patching and driveway work. That's all I have.
Anything else for Michelle? Okay.
How's the, real quick, how's the treatment plant? I saw all the equipment out there.
Yeah, I mean, things are moving, you know, we're having monthly, progress meetings, I think it's next week, the right Tuesday. But so far, everything's going good, well. We actually did a little bit of work under our contract, it was outside the scope, that got things moving a little bit quicker, and we're able to save a significant amount of money by not doing a change order, and just being able to get it done like the next day instead of a month from now, so it's been a good relationship.
I did see that the letters went out about the trash for residents. Is everybody receiving complaints, or is everybody?
Well, they just went out, so I don't know if we had any, I didn't hear anything today. But I mean, you know, I think people understand that the cost of everything is going up. I think, $5 a month for residential, it's not, you know, terrible, I mean, we don't like it, but.
And we love our trash.
Yeah, so we, you know, as we talked about last month, I think there were a lot of good reasons to keep them and not go out to bid, and so we're gonna work with anybody, so, yeah, they did go out, and we'll send them out again in next quarter's bills as well.
I was just talking with a coworker about trash, like, 10 minutes before I left, and she said hers went up to like $91 a quarter, which even sounds good, and ours is 78, somewhere in there, so I think we're.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape, so,
Yeah.
yeah, we were significantly lower than outside of town. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to my report then, LBA, everyone aware of the state of the town meeting Friday at 7:30?
7 o'clock is breakfast, 7:30 the program starts.
They really
Right,
love,
yeah.
like.
You know, the businesses want to get back to open their stores, you know.
I
It's always been one of our best attended events. I think we have about 100 RSVPs, which, I mean, that's pretty, a little bit more than normal, but we do have also people show up that day without RSVPs, so I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really neat
It's
event.
at the Rex.
At the Rex Theater.
Oh,
That'd be
very
nice,
nice,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, the other thing I have is I'm going to meet with Leonardtown Elementary kids this week. We normally do go over there and do the If I Were Mayor Essay Contest, kind of a mock council session with us. They want to walk into town, so I'm going to meet them on the square. I'm not sure what time yet, but we set it up for Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, weather dependent. Looks like all 3 days are.
Nice.
So it'll be nice, so I'll try to find out tomorrow when it's going to be, and I'll let y'all know. Go by. And Rachel, are you going to be around this week?
Yes.
Okay, if you can I'll let you know what time, and maybe you can
absolutely.
Sure. And my thought is to kind of walk them around into the alley area, so we kind of give them the history there and stuff, so I'll talk to the teachers, see how they want to go. That's kind of the plans.
Fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always great meeting with the kids. Did elementary a few weeks ago. So that's always great. Okay, moving on to council reports, events. Heather?
So it looks like we're gonna have a busy weekend this weekend in Leonardtown. Hopefully the rain doesn't keep folks away. I think it's gonna rain on Saturday. So we have the coastal market, which is down at the Leonardtown Wharf. And then the annual hospice run on Saturday the 15th. And then I guess all the businesses will be doing something special to honor Earth Week, so I'm looking forward to that. The spring bar crawl is following weekend, and we've got a lot of small businesses participating in that, not to compete with that place over in Solomon's. And then the how do I say that? Plein air. I've always said it right. Okay. We'll be at the wharf as well. When is that, Michelle?
I don't have the date right.
Friday the 22nd. Or sorry, Saturday the 22nd.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
So it's gonna be another busy weekend.
Yeah.
I love it. And then the trolley will be running for folks too, which is good. So, and then of course the summer music festival planning is underway on that. And I guess everybody's being announced. Super excited to see those things. And Doc Martin and the flannels, awesome. The Leonardtown Music and Dance Appreciation Day.
I'm gonna be in the alley, so that's one of the first bigger events in the alley.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, did you have something on April 29th. And then I know there's a lot of folks excited. I actually heard somebody asked me the other day about the car show. When's the car show coming? We love the car show, so April 1st.
Plus, Gregory's doing the,
Oh, yes, the running on
Running
the,
on the
yes.
balls.
Remind me again when that was at the car show, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that it?
Yes, thank you.
Community development and planning, Nick.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I actually don't have anything on the development or planning side. Hope everyone had a nice Easter for those that celebrated. Yes, Heather mentioned, I'm looking forward to the hospice walk and run. I know it's forecast for some rain, but hopefully it'll hold off. But I know they still have it, rain or shine.
Yeah.
And it's a great cause. I actually did it last year when it was my first year, and it was fun. It's just fun walking in town. So I hope everybody can join in. I'm planning to be there myself, but otherwise that's everything I had.
Good. Thank you. Just, when I'm doing my morning run around town, not run, but drive around town, I noticed that Richmond America has like 7 sold signs up.
Oh, wow.
Back on Clark's Rest. Good.
When will they be
Meadows
done?
only
How
has-
many are left?
It's about
Well,
40,
I
I
think,
think.
Mark is coming back in to do some of them,
Yeah.
but the ones they have pulled right now, they're, Richmond's gonna finish up, but, yeah, they only have like 6.
Like 42.
Wow.
It's actually in the report.
Oh, from Mike.
Yeah.
And what were you saying? Were you?
And Meadows of town running, they have 7.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wow.
It's come to it.
Wow.
They just sold 50 up by the front entrance.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, some actually.
Does that get rid of that big dirt hill then?
Yeah, that's what we're down on the right.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the field.
Looks like there's only
No, lot
15
50.
more
Oh,
lots.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
15 more that Clark Trust has.
I can't believe that's
Why should
gonna,
it
like,
be
it's so weird when it's done.
When it's- yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Alright.
Utilities, Christie.
I don't really have anything to update on utilities, other than we just kind of spoke about the treatment plant, but again, just to kind of echo Nick, Easter was wonderful, we did a lot of shopping in town, Heritage Chocolates was packed,
Oh, good.
I mean, packed.
I ate all my salted caramels last night.
And then we did the social hat, the Easter bunny, that was great, and then we snuck into Board Brush and made a little bunny, so we had a nice Easter on town. Nice.
Okay, Jay, Southern Maryland Municipal Section.
All right, thank you. So I do have the Maryland Municipal League Board of Directors meeting. That is going to be in College Park, April 29th. That's in person, so that's a plus that we're back in person. Of course, the MML Summer Conference end of June, attending. I think most people are, everybody this year, I believe. I will be attending the State of the Town on Friday, April 14th. I'm looking forward to that. And there is talk, and Terry, I don't know if you've heard, there is talk about an SMA meeting at the water park in Chesapeake Beach to try to get people to come out and have a good time and bring a family. So we're gonna try to make it like a family event / meeting. I just don't know when that is yet.
Is that open again? I thought they closed the water park down.
If it's not open for that meeting, that won't be good. Yeah, no, it's supposed to be open.
Okay.
And then lastly, this week is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week. So if you see a 911 dispatcher, thank them.
Thank you, Jay.
And we're hiring.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I
if
heard
anybody wants to
something.
be a 911 dispatcher, have them come see. We are
You
hiring.
tried to hire Roger.
He's heavily recruiting Roger.
And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Mary, Business Development and Retention.
I'm also looking forward to the State of the Town. I'm not looking forward to being there at 7. Why we couldn't have done it a week later would have been a little better for me, but I'm excited about that. And I want to remind all the small businesses, all the startup businesses that are coming in, you know, that each business should have 4 people that they collect on their team. They need an insurance agent, an attorney, a banker, and a tax professional. You know, I had a client call me like a week ago and he was like, well, I need my articles of organization. And I was like, well, I don't have it. Call your attorney. Well, I didn't have an attorney. I did it myself. And I'm like, well, why would I have your paperwork? You know, so and I tell people, you know, make sure you put this team together, and I don't care who it is. You know, but it's great to be able to have a person you can pick up the phone and call, you know, call your insurance agent and go, hey, you know what, I'm running my business out of my home. You know, what things, you know, what do I need? So, you know, as we're meeting with these new businesses, you know, make sure that they do have their team together and they're not just, you know, kind of going out there, you know, they have this great idea and they're like, I'm just gonna run with it and go with it. And then a year later, I'm going, okay, wait, hold on, what do we do here? You know, we need to make sure you have your team together, so. Just something to remind small businesses, and that's all I've got.
Actually, I did meet with a small business, but they want to start a business. So, you know, they wanted some ideas, so I sent them to the Small Business Development.
Yeah,
They're working with
they're really great. That's a good group.
them. Okay, is that it?
That's it, that's all I've got.
Anybody else have anything for the state of the order? Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Very good. So I will start and end my day at the Rex on Friday.
Oh.
Because I'm going to the food fighter Nirvana. What am I going to?
Nirvana,
It's a Nirvana.